Innovate. Enable.
Historically, if you look at the stock market, diamond trade, chemicals market or textile trade, you will notice that these businesses to a large extent are dominated by one community, Gujaratis. As a thumb rule, this community does not like to work for others. They like to run their own outfit, big or small. In other words, they like to be their own boss. One could say business runs in their veins. Nobody could have said that better than Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi. Writing a foreword in the recently released book, Dhanda, How Gujaratis Do Business, Modi says, and I quote him, Gujaratis' way to tackle the tough situation with tenderness and to enter the world of entrepreneurship are unique but diverse. The traits, tricks and tolerance for success are the inherent business sense of Gujaratis. They work hard and have the habit of toiling till the road to success and path for progress is carved out, unquote. The hero of this week's episode is no exception to the rule. The Ahmedabad-born and based Sandeep engineer wanted to be a businessman right from the word go. Sandeep engineer, whose firm Astral Technik pioneered polymer pipes in India, shows how 3 setbacks in business did not deter him. It only made him more determined to succeed. Take a look at Astral Technik story and you'll know how to succeed in business by changing track.
आ जाओ पप्पू, पहले हम आपकी पप्पी लेंगे और उसके बाद आप तीनों अंकल की क्लास लेंगे। बैठ जाओ।
That was Chulbul Pandey beating the daylights out of the bad guys in Dabangg 2. Now if Dabangg made the character Chulbul Pandey a household name, its sequel Dabangg 2 has created a good brand awareness for a conventional product like pipe. Surprised? Let's rewind a bit. Notice the pipe with which Chulbul Pandey beats the goons? It's Astral polymer pipe. This pipe is fast replacing the conventional galvanized iron pipes in factories and homes. For the Ahmedabad-based Astral Technik, the in-film advertising strategy seems to have worked to the T. Today, Astral pipe is referred to as Dabangg Wala pipe by dealers and plumbers all over the country. What ensured the Dabangg Connect was the 360-degree activity after the movie was released. The company created a buzz around it. It put up 200 hoardings in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. Trains, buses, trams and autos were painted likewise. And special screenings of the movie were organized for the company's dealers, distributors, plumbers and their main clients.
We got a very good response. People in rural areas now, recognize Astral as the Dabangg pipe, and dealers have been demanding our product. We've seen a good growth in our dealer network. Good recognition among the plumbers. Even a lot of the end consumers now, remember Astral pipe, because in-film branding is one property where anytime it plays on TV or anyone buys it on DVD or your pipes will always be there.
The Dabangg 2 effect was instantly visible. The management, which feared not so good numbers in financial year 2013 because of the general economic slowdown, were pleasantly surprised to see its sales turnover grow by 42% to 821 crore rupees, while net profit recorded a 50% jump to 71.1 crore rupees. Historically, the company, ever since its 55 crore rupee public issue in 2007, has been posting good results. Between 2007 and 2013, its sales grew from 96.9 crore rupees to 821.1 crore rupees, registering a CAGR of 43%. Likewise, net profit grew at a CAGR of 37% from 9.1 crore rupees to 59.5 crore rupees. With such good results, it was not surprising to see stock markets giving its scrip a thumbs up. The Astral stock, which has a face value of 5 rupees, is currently hovering around 570 rupees. Translated, this means more bang for the buck for the investors. People who had invested 1 lakh rupees in its 2007 IPO are now worth 9 lakh rupees. Yet, some analysts and investors are complaining about low dividend payout in relation to Astral's high profit.
I accept that complaint. That is the regular complaint from the investor community, and we understand, as a CFO, I understand very well that anybody wants the dividend payout ratio at a very high level. But the challenge is with the company that we are growing at a very fast rate. You see how many companies in this country are growing at a 40% plus CAGR consistently for almost 7-8 years. So that challenge is with us also. So what we have decided at the board level, that till our growth territory is at a high rate, that is 40% plus level, we will be keeping the dividend payout ratio at a low level because the capex plan is there.
Low dividend payout will continue for the next 3 to 4 years, as the company has chalked a capex program to invest 60 to 65 crore rupees every year. Astral, which means something heavenly, is a pioneer in polymer pipe in India. Set up in 1996, it introduced chlorinated polyvinyl chloride in Indian plumbing market in collaboration with Specialty Process LLC of USA, which has a 14% stake in Astral. With this technological support, Astral's plant in Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu manufacture plumbing systems from half-inch diameter to 12-inch diameter. The products include CPVC pipes and fittings for hot and cold water plumbing systems, CPVC industrial piping system for transportation of hazardous and high corrosive chemicals, and lead-free PVC systems for cold water applications.
Astral product always has an edge over the other products in the market, and also it has been the first entrant in a lot of products. You name the CPVC market, then they were the first to bring out lead-free piping for UPVC plumbing. They were the first to bring out this foam core product for underground drainage. Then again Corzen product for industrial CPVC requirements, and they have also strategically tied up with lot of foreign partners, and they are giving good products like Wavin and Alcatel. All these products makes Astral as a very good profile, gives Astral a very good product profile.
What makes Astral Pipe stand out is its focus on quality control.
We are the only company in India having a NSF certification for our CPVC plumbing products. It's a US based non-profit organization, and they give certification to the plumbing products. This is a very unique certification, and as they are a non-profit organization, they ensure that everything comes in order as far as the portability and the health effect of the product is concerned. So they will check all our quality controls and all those manufacturing process to ensure that the correct manufacturing techniques has been implied and all the testing has been done as per the standards.
Today, looking at Sandeep Engineer's business plan and confidence, nobody would believe that he has had 3 entrepreneurial setbacks. To hark back in time, after graduating in BE Chemicals in 1981, Sandeep joined Cadila Laboratories as a project engineer. Here he was quite inspired by the owners of Cadila. He too wanted to be an entrepreneur like them. In 1984, the country was witnessing its wave of liberalization with Rajiv Gandhi taking over as PM. An optimistic Sandeep chucked his job, borrowed 50,000 rupees from his father and got into distribution of Isabgol, a natural laxative. The business ran into trouble for no fault of his. This was his first entrepreneurial setback. Not willing to give up, Sandeep convinced his mentor Pankaj Patel at Cadila with a business proposition to supply active pharmaceutical ingredients. However, this venture too ran into trouble when a unit, for which Sandeep invested huge sums to buy a large plot of land, did not get the green signal from the Gujarat Pollution Control Board. He suffered his second entrepreneurial setback. With money locked in the land, Sandeep flew to the USA to meet his uncle, who was the R&D head of BF Goodrich, which was making PVC pipes, and they readily agreed to collaborate. Thus began his odyssey into polymer pipes in 1998 when he set up Astral Technik. It was not an easy business as it meant replacing conventional GI pipes which were 30% cheaper than PVC pipes. Within 2 years of operations, all hell broke loose in 2001. The company's banker Madhavpura Cooperative Bank, involved in the Ketan Parekh scam, went belly up. Result, the company had no working capital facility for nearly 6 months till Corporation Bank came along. During the same period, its 10-year marketing JV with a well-known company collapsed within 10 days of signing the MOU. Result, Astral was saddled with 7 trucks of finished products. And also, there were few takers for its industrial application pipe. The company was broke. It was a third entrepreneurial setback for Sandeep. But Sandeep did not wilt under pressure. He decided to fight back. First, he rejigged the company's product portfolio. Instead of concentrating on industrial applications, Astral got into the plumbing segment and added new products like fittings and lead-free CPVC pipes to woo the customers. He also convinced his JV partner to invest more. And at the ground level, he started jetting around, meeting with prospective clients and educating the plumbers. All this was beginning to yield results. By 2005, there was no looking back. Today, Astral has 2,000 staff on its payroll who operate its 4 plants located in Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Operating at a 64% capacity utilization, it sells its products via a network of 400 distributors and 13,000 dealers across the country. Besides, it exports to Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan and Nepal and has set up a JV in Kenya. And looking at Sandeep's focus, attitude and body language, this company is well on its way to become a segment leader in India. Time for a short break, but when we come back, we talk to the moving force behind Astral, Sandeep Engineer, who is now planning to bring the brand behind the wall to the front. Also joining us on the show is Sandeep Uppal of HSBC. Stay tuned.
Wonder how some homes become a heaven where you can relax and find your peace of mind. Ajnara Peace of Mind.
As Indian businesses and Indians take center stage globally, in this all-new season of Line, we put the spotlight on this paradigm shift.
What we're looking at is a situation where India is at the center of the world, which it is. It's one of the hottest destinations for any manufacturer, any service provider.
Watch the curtain raiser of Line Season 5 at these times only on CNBC TV18.
Presented by Hindustan Unilever Limited.
The world's most iconic celebrity businessman, a real estate tycoon, hotelier and TV star, all rolled into one. He lives life king size and is not chicken about it. Watch Donald Trump share his recipe for business success on BSE Presents The Business Buffet at these times on CNBC TV18 and History TV18.
तेरे देश की मिट्टी तुझे पुकारे, भारत का वासी है तू, बात ये गर्व से बतला रे, ओ जुड़ जा रे, जुड़ जा रे, जुड़ जा रे, जुड़ जा रे।
मिट्टी से ही शान, मिट्टी से ही पहचान। तो बनिए हिस्सा नेशनल पॉपुलेशन रजिस्टर का। कैंप्स शुरू हो चुके हैं। राष्ट्रीय जनसंख्या रजिस्टर, मेरी पहचान, मेरा अभिमान। भारत सरकार द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
सचिन लगान देखने आए और सचिन, रवि शास्त्री और उनके कुछ दोस्त आए थे, तो फिल्म चल रही थी, मैं उनको देख रहा था। दे एंजॉयड द फर्स्ट हाफ एंड वेरी इंटरेस्ट। ऐसे नाउ वेटिंग फॉर क्रिकेट टू स्टार्ट। पहला विकेट है जो इंडियंस को मिलता है जब भूरा को बॉल आती है और वो फेंकता है और वो रन आउट होता है। तो जैसे ही वो रन आउट हुआ, सचिन ने अपील किया सीट पे।
The Cannes Lions turned 60. Storyboard is here and we'll get you all the news from the big Grand Prix winners to India's Lion Hall and interviews with the biggest names in advertising and marketing. So watch out for Storyboard's coverage of the Cannes Lions at these times.
Storyboard brought to you by IndusInd Bank and Hitachi.
welcome back. He's the new age entrepreneur who's done remarkably well in the last 7 years. But in 2001, he was almost wiped out. I caught up with Sandeep, engineer, at his well-appointed office in Ahmedabad to find out what gave him the confidence and guts to doing business even though he was at ground zero. And this is what he has to say. Take a look. Sandeep, engineer, Sandeep, welcome to the show. Okay, Sandeep, I may begin with you. It's quite unusual for somebody like you, whose mother is in academics. She was a professor of Sanskrit. Your father dabbled in politics. Yet, you did not go either way, but chose to enter business. What is the reason behind entering business? Is it aspiration, inspiration, or it's simply a Gujarati trait?
One is Gujarati, and secondly, I was studying in the engineering college, and what I was seeing around is that there were opportunities of I choose chemical engineering for my subject and for my academic purpose, and I saw that there is a good opportunity to do something of your own in this line of chemical engineering. As soon as I passed out, or say before I passed out, my dreams were to do a small unit to run something of my own. So it was right from my college days, the inspiration of doing something of my own was there within me. When I passed out, we didn't have the capacity to put a unit or start a business, or we didn't have a background from my parents or the family to have how a factory should be put up and start running. So I joined Cadila as a project engineer to get more knowledge on how the projects are done, how you can build a project, what are the decision making factors of a project. Working for some time, I left my job and then started the journey of entrepreneurship.
So you started trading in Isabgol, and from there you moved into making API for bulk intermediates.
I started with Isabgol. This was the company who first time marketed this product in different flavors and nice packing and all. It was a new thing for me, so I started from a scratch, got everything, where are the medical shops, which area has which shop, and started from a small garage, which was my office, and one more boy who was a delivery boy. Okay. And I myself used to go from shop to shop to sell the product.
You went on a motorcycle to sell?
Yeah, I went on a motorcycle.
Karshan Patel went in a cycle.
Yeah, build I had a motorcycle luckily, so I went on shop to shop, and then it was a new product. So sometimes if the guy is free, he will call you. If he's not free, he will not even dare to talk to you. So all these things I learned at the childhood of my entrepreneurship childhood, what you can say.
So what happened then? You switched on to set up a small pharma unit. How did that happen?
When this product clicked, this unit, the government and the owner had issues, though they shut the unit. So I came to ground zero. So I started trading in API. I used to go to Vapi, Baroda, and get people who were making API to get their product, get it introduced to the pharmaceutical companies, get orders. But as the capital was a constraint, they used to directly go after getting the first order through me.
Okay.
So that inspired me that this is not the way to do it. So then I said, let me make something of my own. And that brought me to making API. So I went into active pharma ingredients. And not to forget that at that time, Cadila and Pankaj Patel himself is a mentor for me, helped me to put the unit, to give me a product. He said, whatever you make, we will buy it. So that was the inspiration.
What made you get into a relatively new business like polymer?
CPVC is a product which was invented by B.F. Goodrich. And my uncle was the R&D chief of B.F. Goodrich.
So that helped you?
It didn't help me. I'd seen CPVC. He used to come to India when I was in my chemical engineering days and just passed out, and go around to meet all the big players of plastic piping in India and tell them that this is the product, you must look at it and you must come into CPVC. Everyone laughed away that no, CPVC won't never be India, you will never accept it, India will never change. So he used to come very often. So he had shown me, and I thought that at some point of time this is a product which it's a new challenge and something which we can take up.
How did you manage to convince the architect, the plumber, who was so used to GI pipe, to switch to polymer which was 30% costlier than GI pipe? What did you do to make the switch happen?
Let me just go a little behind that. First was my challenge of industrial piping.
Okay.
So I could not convince the industry to change from metal to plastic.
Okay.
Means polymer or CPVC. I just give you a case. There was a big metal unit near Ahmedabad only. They had problems every 6 months. They use sulfuric acid concentrated and line used to fail. When we went with CPVC, they said, we don't trust. So you install this much line, we don't pay you if it runs 1 year, because our line fails in 6 months. If this runs 1 year, then you come back to us. And we took these challenges. And after 1 year and till today, this line is running. But industry wise, we didn't even break even.
Okay.
We started accumulating losses, and in 2 years of operation of Corzen or the industrial CPVC, we accumulated such a loss that our working capital was all eaten away. In 2000 and 2001, we were almost on the bankruptcy.
That is the time your banker also went belly up?
Yeah, but as we went, we thought, discussing with Thompson's, we said, let's come into plumbing and let's try out plumbing business. Even plumbing did not take up. What your question is, that plumbing also did not take up because it was costly, 30% costly. I used to import fittings from US because I was only making pipes. So I used to go to the market myself. One day I came back that what is hurting us the biggest thing? What is our biggest challenge? That everyone says, pulls out a GI price list, Tata B class or something, Jindal or XYZ brand, and then says that you are not matching, you are costly. So I just came and I said, let's change our price list. Let's put exactly the price which GI is selling. Then they have no question, I think. So we did that. We did that correction. We had to take some hit in some of the sizes. We were not even covering the raw material cost. And I said, this is the last avenue for Astral to survive or get accepted. We went with this new price list and the things started changing. There were two game changers. One was this correction, and second, we went again to Thompson's. We all sat for 3 days and we all plowed back capital. And we knew that all the margins in plastic comes from fittings. So we said we have to make fittings here.
One direct question. You had so many setbacks. At any point in time, did you feel that what have I done? I should go back 9 to 5 job. Did you feel that way?
Job never came to me because
okay.
I did feel that whether a plastic I am in the right thing. That really came to my mind at some point of time. But I said, now I don't have any choice, because if I make that unit die, even my pharma unit will have problems, because I put some capital, not some, but almost 1 crore of capital from a pharma to this unit. And at that time, close to crore is a huge amount. So I had to survive. I had to take up the challenge.
It was a do or die for you?
It was a do and die for me.
Okay, let me get Sandeep Uppal in. 2007 and 2013. Look, both the top line and the bottom line of this company has been 40% plus. So it's a banker's delight to have such company as your client. And for a company like this, which has got a good credit rating also, does it mean they get a good, at a fine rate, the money for these people?
Obviously, the growth over that period has been phenomenal. And from a banker's perspective, it's always good to work with customers who are obviously growing. As we always say, we cannot grow faster than our customers. So we are dependent on them for our growth. It's really good to see a company which is growing rapidly. But I think the important part is rapid growth has to be backed up by very sound financial management. So you're not really only focused on the top line growth, because over the same period, and if you go back and look at the Indian industry, we'll come across a lot of people who had similar rates of growth, but they didn't look at the bottom line. So you had growth, but you're sitting in 2013 and wondering what you do with the business because you have to restructure it. I think what we like about Astral is that they kept the growth, but they kept the margins also very rock solid. They kept the capital structure of the company rock solid. So what they were really looking for a business is a sustainable longer term business. They're not there to set the record of turnover that I want to be a 1,000 crore company, I want to be a 5,000 crore company. Again, going back to what I said, they had a model which works for them. It is tried and tested. Execution is on a sustainable basis, and that's what we like about that.
What are the message you're giving your two sons who will eventually take over your business one day? What are the do's and don'ts they should do?
One is that they should be on the ground. Reality always comes on the ground. Ground is two things. They have not to get into that we are now a conglomerate or just a big company and so we can ride on it. And second is ground, I say, is always go to the market is the ground. I always make it a point, any market I go to the core of the market. I sit with a distributor on his table in his shop, have his tea, coffee, whatever. That's where the drama is unfolding. So one thing, they have to be on this thing. Second is accuracy. You have to be perfect. Whatever you do in your business, if you want to grow, you have to be very, very perfect. You have to have your perfection with time, work, everything, because from top the perfection goes to the bottom.
Okay, that was wonderful insight. Thanks a lot, Sandeep Engineer and Sandeep for being on the show. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you. That's Sandeep Engineer playing straight bat and telling us how he surmounted 3 setbacks in business. These are the mantras Sandeep implemented to build Astral Polytechnic. Integrity is a must to succeed in business. Do not try to do too many things. Be focused on one area and make it a success. Never give up. You have to be a fighter to succeed. Never get into business where technology changes by the day. Have feet firmly on the ground and be in touch with your trade from the grassroots level. Interesting mantras, and it has certainly paid Sandeep Engineer rich dividends. In fact, Sandeep has been earnestly asking his 2 sons to follow these mantras in letter and spirit. As they say, if you have your head on your shoulder, then nothing can go wrong. On that thinking note, it is time to say goodbye. See you next week with another interesting episode. Till then, keep watching CNBC TV18.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Brought to you by HSBC Commercial Banking.